Hello, hello, hello. We're back again, back at it, making cool, awesome Adobe XD plugins. So I was on Twitter the other day and I caught this tweet here. Apparently, the guys at Adobe are working on yet another cool modular plugin. Uh, if you don't know what modular plugins are, it's basically a sort of Adobe plugin to turbocharge your design work. So there's quick mockup, there's whiteboard, and now there's something called presentations. I'm pretty sure you've probably interacted with at least one of these two. Very, very, very cool plugins. Very huge. I don't know how long it takes to build this, but yeah, they're very helpful. So like I said, I was on Twitter and I was looking at this, and I was thinking to myself, do you know what this reminds me of? It's a Moodboard, that is. Yeah, obviously I was using my fake British accent then. But yeah, in all seriousness though, this reminded me of my plan for part of this series, which is to make usable plugins. And mood boards are one of those things that almost every designer does when they're getting started. And if you're not familiar with the mood board, it's basically something like this. I would go online and pick up like colors and images that I feel like vibing with the new design I'm going to be creating. If you don't like the word vibing, pardon me. But anyway, so you grab fonts and colors and images, and you'd create something like similar to this or something similar to this. Yeah, so you can go on Dribble and search for mood boards. This is where actually I lifted these two images. You see the first one is here and the other one is here. I have a link into those images if you want to use those exact ones. I have the dribble shots here. Probably go give these guys a like. Very good designs. So now that you know what you're going to create, let's go ahead. So unlike some of my other tutorials, I've done some groundwork for you guys here. You don't need to start from scratch as you normally have to. So basically, I already grabbed, like I said, I grabbed that picture from Dribble there, those two pictures. And what I also did, I did my best copying of those two. So those are pictures. I'm not sure if they're providing XD files. You could go and check and use those instead. But I decided to just try and copy this design myself. And this is basically just images yeah. So you can see these are just basically rectangles all over the place, and what I've done is I've grouped them and then I've rotated the group -8 degrees there. And that is you see that is how the effect is happening there. In this case, these are just rectangles and there's a text item here. In terms of the plugin itself, I've also done some groundwork. You see you're starting at what are you in the mood for. There's a text there and a button to generate the mood board. So maybe you could call this generate mood board or boards because they're multiple. There you go. So now the reason I created this, okay, let me show you a little bit of if you're not familiar with those modular plugins, they are very cool. So if I go to quick mockup here, let's use the whiteboard one. So you see you get options for templates, or you can pick elements, or you can just decide to draw. So if I pick a template here and I click that, it creates that template, something like that there. Looks very cool. So once we have that, you see it's pre-filling all these things inside here. There are so many things happening, but yeah, basically that's what it does. So the plan with this tutorial is to try and do something like that. So basically generate this artboard here with all its content, and also generate this artboard here with all its content. Obviously in this case you're going to fill it with colors later on, but first you have to get this layout going, and you also have to get this layout going. When we go to the code here, the code is actually quite basic. I'm again using my UI framework. I'm sorry if this annoys you, but yeah, let's move on. So basically just have a h1 there, and we have something that you probably have not seen in previous videos, X model. This basically ties this whatever is typed into this text into a state variable there, and then generate button, and then like before, I'm adding an event listener here. So for generate button, generate button, and also for the form. Now this is a little bit because I'm being annoying and not using buttons, the official XD buttons, and I'm using my own. Sorry, that's not it. There it is. And I'm using my own div here instead of a button. I have to actually handle the submission of the form separately, and that is because if somebody enters something in here and presses enter, we need to capture that. So the way to do that is to listen for a submit event on the form. So that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to a click on the button and also submit, and pointing both of them into the same function. And the function itself is nothing too magical. We bring back our edit document because we're going to edit the document, and so we bring the edit document from application there, and then we create an artboard. So this create artboard method is basically something we talked about in one of my previous videos. If you haven't seen it, go and look for those videos and you'll see this. But basically what it does is creates it receives a name and root node. This relative to is new in this video, so I'm going to talk about that in a bit. But yeah, basically it's a name and root node, and it creates an artboard, and then it does some logic here. The most thing that is in the previous video is this. It gets the topmost coordinates, and how that works is it gets the root node and then goes through the root node and filters for artboards, and gets the topmost artboard by using like coordinates of those children artboards. Sorry. So yeah, after that it returns to us the topmost x and topmost y, the least x and the least y, and then from there we can do our thing there. So use the same x and then take y minus 8 minus 120, so that when something new is generated, so in this case this will be the topmost, it will generate above it. Yeah. So you can see there I've done a lot of the groundwork just to make these videos a little bit shorter. So yeah, moving on. So like I said, we'll talk about this relative to when you get to it, when it's relevant. But right now, because what we're doing right now is just we're not going to provide relative to. So you can see here when I'm creating the artboard, it's just submitting giving it the name and the root node. So it's not providing the relative to. We'll talk about it when we get there. So yeah, basically now when I click enter here, I should create an artboard. Yeah, there it is. The same thing happens when I click this button here. And so let the fun begin. So the first thing we're going to do is create this artboard here of images. So to do that, it's actually a little bit easier because you already have this. I just need to do some trickery here and get the items in here, all the items in this board, and then because like I said, they were actually a group, so ungroup them. I'm going to ungroup them. Okay, actually I don't even need to ungroup them. I can actually just grab the children of this selected item. So when I go back to my code here, so if I console log images, I can just get this from selection dot items 0. This will be the group there. Then grab the children. Okay, so you can see they'll get a wrapper list. If you get this, you can just do a quick dot map cc. This will bring us a much more cleaner array. There you go. So yeah, we get those rectangles there and all those good stuff. So the thing we are interested most about here is obviously grabbing the coordinates, the x, y, and also the width and the height. So we can do that by saying const children is equal to, not minus equal to. So we can do something here. We can grab bounds in parent like that. Excuse me. So when I get the bounds in parent there, you have to make sure you do that. Bounds in parent, and something else you need to grab there is the width and height. I think bounds in parent will provide us with all those things. So yeah, so I can just say something like const let's see if I return the bounds. If I do that, what happens? Yeah, so let's see. Children. Yeah, so you still get the x, the y, the width, and the height. Yeah, so those is everything that we need to worry about right now. So what I'm going to do is just do a quick JSON.stringify here, so I can get something I can copy. There they are. And so yeah, so when you click that generate button, I'm going to comment this out for now. When you click the generate button, now we want to do something. So after we create the artboard, this returns us the artboard, so I can just get the artboard. Let's call this images artboard. Okay, images moodboard. Sorry. So we just need to generate image board, and this will just pass there, receive the image moodboard. And yeah, so in this generate image moodboard, we'll just create the images themselves. So we can say something like const images. This is actually just let's just call them images. So yeah, now after we get the images, now we just do something like items dot for each. So this will give us the image, and yeah, so from there we can just say new image, new rectangle. I've already imported the rectangle up here. So image is new rectangle, image dot width. I'm not sure. I'm curious if you do like this dot object dot assign, if it's going to work. Let's see. Object dot assign the image, and then let's do these items here. Item actually. Let's see. So the last thing we need to do here is just give them a fill, a default fill of something. So image dot fill. Let's say new color, black. I've already also inputted color up here. So yeah, so and then we obviously return the image. Okay, let's change this to map. Let's call these items, and we can maybe just return this. Yeah, so I don't think we even need to return this, guys. I'm going to undo this code. Let's call these items. Yeah, so once you have those, let's see. So the last thing we're going to do is the artboard. Add child, then just pass it the image here. Okay, so let's see, let's run that and see if that works. Moment of truth, clear that out. let's see, generate, and yeah, there they are. So obviously they've not been placed correctly. So the next thing will be to if you have watched any of the last videos, we created this place in parent method. So I've moved this to utilities, but all it does is basically takes a node, receives some coordinates. If you don't provide any coordinates here, it will default to the top left in parent. But basically, otherwise, I'm saying not the place in parent coordinates, the node top left, which is the top left of the node, and the where you want to place it in the parent. So yeah, a handy little thing to have there. So I can just come here and say place in parent, the image, and then we want to place it at the so we want actually to place it at the just say item, I think, and then it will just take the relevant ones. So I don't think you need to do the object.assign. Okay, object.assign is actually good for width and height. I think let's leave it at that. So width and height, and then place it in parent. We can do this thing here and grab the width and height manually. But what I'm thinking is this item here contains x, y, width and height. So as long as I pass it in there, the method there is going to grab what it needs. And yeah, so hopefully we don't get any bugs. If you do get a bug, I'll refactor it. Okay, let's see. I'll do that. Generate, and no, we don't get any bugs. Yay! Moving on. So the next thing we're going to do here is obviously now group these guys and rotate the group. So to group the guys, basically the easiest way to do that. I don't like that color very much. Let's change that into like a DDD. Although I'm going to change it and fill it with images, but still, yeah, I don't like that color either. Okay, let's try 555. Yeah, that's a little bit better placeholder content. Anyway, moving on. So the next step there is to, like I said, now we just need to group these guys and then rotate, because like you see down here, they're in a group and then the group is rotated. So to group stuff is actually quite easy, and turns out I actually do need to do them up here. So all const images, so you just need to do like a require. I'm going to do this up here. Commands. Okay. So yeah. So the next thing to do is just say selection with items. You see, I'm getting selection from scene graph here. Okay, so selection.items is equal to the images, and then once I've selected those items, if you haven't seen this in previous videos, let me show you how what does there. You see, it just selects all the images now. So after selected the images, just say command.group. And yeah, that turns it into a group. So yeah, the good news is that now we actually have access to that group. So const group is equal to selection.items now. Selection.items 0, this will be the group, and then we just need to do, like I said, rotate the group. To rotate the group, there's a method here at UXP. Let's look rotate in parent. Yeah, so you can do a synod actually not place, but rather rotate around. So yeah, so you call rotate around, you give it the angle you want it to rotate around, and then you also give it where you want it to be to rotate around, what point you want it to rotate around. So let's see. So group, just use that and then replace that with group. Like I said, our rotation here based on the design is -8. Okay, so let's start with -8, and yeah, let's see how that looks. There you have it. So it's not exactly correct. I see it's overlapping way down here instead of at the top. So to do that, we'll just do some manual trickery here and try and figure out. So the other one was at -185 by 72. Let's try and use this. Do you know what? I don't think that is going to work. So because this is actually doing some rotating in, it's supposed to work. And why? Sorry, this should be X and this should be Y. Try again. Yeah, so it actually does the trick. Now something I noticed is actually you need to move it to that point first and then do the rotation. So friendly dude here, place in parent, place the group, and then use those coordinates. Okay, so yeah, let's try again. And yeah, this doesn't work this time, so I'm going to see if we do the rotate it around the center, if it's going to work. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, it still doesn't seem like it's working. So yeah, I'm going to try and manually do this. How do you manually move that dude there? Let's see. So let's try the y at instead of negative that, let's use maybe -85. Let's see. Okay, it's coming in. So and this, let's put this as 310. Is it coming down? 50. Doesn't seem like it's coming down, does it? Oh, this is negative, so it's going up. So we just need to reduce this to maybe 290. I think it's coming down now. 200. Yeah, it is. So 180. We still have this peaking here. Let's 50. And yeah, I think I like 150. Nothing is peaking, everything is out of bounds nicely. So yeah, this is barely out of bounds. So maybe let's move it a little bit, because this let's let it stay there. Anyway, so yeah, that is how you do that. Moodboard number 1 done. Yay, moving on. So the next one is obviously the images board, and the color. Okay, so to do that, again, is to repeat the same trick. You just select this guy here. I think this color is also in a group. Yeah, so I can just grab that group there. Okay, so we've generated I'm going to remove the images board items, and we're basically going to copy this same code here. Okay, so generate color board items. So we just need to find out these coordinates there, and to do that, I'm just going to comment this out. Let's see if we can get that. So yeah, we get there. Those guys X, Y, and whatnot. The last thing I just want to do here is the last item on this list, I think, is a text. So I just need to identify that there. So to know the item, we can just use sorry, I'm going to do this. Let's say here item dot constructor dot name, and that will give us the type of the item there. So let's see if that helps things a little bit. Yeah, you see the last item here is a text, and yeah, let's move on. So grab those items, place them in the, where is the colors board? Here it is. And so now you just need to do something here different. Is so instead of just saying new rectangle, we can grab the I think I can say something like scene node here, scene graph, sorry. I hope this is supported. So new rectangle. So what I'm trying to do here is just say new scene graph and then grab that item. So if the type here, item.type, so this will be like new. If you see the type here is rectangle, it would be new rectangle. Yeah, and then from there we just need to do some few things here. If the image, sorry, not the image, this actually, you can call this colors. Okay, so and this actually, this needs to be artboard. Yeah, so now there's a special case here. If this is a text, and actually in this case I want this guys to be black, and let's first generate that and see it in action. Okay, so let's call this color. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, so let's just see how that looks. I'm getting an error. Missing initializer in code declaration. Why am I declaring stuff? What line? Your index line 1. Oh yeah, I think this is, yeah, I don't think this is supported. Okay, so you can do something like this, just get the scene graph from there. Okay, and so get these guys from the scene graph. Yeah, so in year 6 I was thinking of it was something in 6 you do something like that, and then comma, grab those other guys, those named exports. Yeah, so anyway, moving on. So scene graph. Okay, so generate color board items. We need to do that. Where is our place here? Here it is. Okay. Generate, and we have it back. Oh, does it look like we do? No, we don't. So here it is. The only thing I forgot to do there is for the colors board. We don't really have need to rotate that dude. Here it is. You don't need to do this thing. Yeah, so undo that, generate again. Yeah, so there it is. So like I was saying, you see, you don't really see the text. It's somewhere in here. If you remove this code to group these items, sorry. So it should be somewhere where it was in the coordinates before. If I move this guy out of the way. Strange, I'm not getting anything. Okay, let's do something. Let's look for the children of this board here again. Yeah, it's there. Okay, so I think the problem is I'm not setting the text with that guy. So anyway, so that's basically what I wanted to do here. So if type is equal to text, what we want to do is basically say item color. Okay, that is by bad name, so let's just call this guy's nodes. Okay, so let's just say if node dot text okay is equal to, so you'll notice my text here is called color palette. If you can grab that, the font size is 80 and the font is Helvetica Neue. So just say text is equal to color palette. In this case, I want the field to be white. New color. And the last thing here we want to do is obviously not the last thing, but node.font family. And we need that to be a string. And the other thing is node.font size. Yeah, so hopefully that fixes that problem of us not seeing the text there. Let's try again. Generate and we have it back. No, don't. Doesn't look like we do. Strange. Okay, I think it's probably you not have a try catch here. Let's try put a try catch here. Node text. Yeah, I think this is where the problem is. Yeah, this should be item.type. Okay, let's try again. There it is, and there's our item.type. The font size is 80. Is it 80? Doesn't look 80. I think this font size should be bigger. You know what, I don't want to mess with that. So I obviously see there our color palette is in one line. You can just do a new line there with /n, and then that will generate it into a new line like that. Yeah, moving on. So okay, so something I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check if this is not the first item. If it's the first time, and then it's going to be color black, and then the other ones will have this that light gray color I was using before. Where is the light gray color? Here it is. So you can just grab the index from there. Okay, so if index is equal to 0, then it's going to use that color, otherwise it's going to use the light gray one. Generate, and there we have it. You could try and start playing around with borders, but I don't want to do that because you're going to fill it with colors. Yeah, so now that we have our boards, the last thing is I want to place them side by side. And to do that, we go back to what I was telling you earlier on about reference field. So here, like I said, I told you the method create artboard also allows you to give it a relative to, and if you do, instead of placing it in at the topmost, finding the first artboard and placing it at the topmost of that artboard, like it does here, it actually is placed to the right of what you've given it. So if I give it this artboard as a relative point, it will just add it to the right of this, and it's going to do that by grabbing the X. You can see I'm getting the bounds in parent, and then grabbing the X and keeping the Y the same from there, and also just adding the X plus width, so that it's at the end, and then I'm also adding 350 as a space between them. Yeah, so let's see. So here I'm going to give this the images artboard as the reference point, images moodboard, and let's see how that fares. And voila, so you have two moodboards there, place them side by side. Yeah, so the next thing is obviously to fetch the colors and the images and showing them in there. So for the colors, I've actually got a nice little API here. These details are in the readme. If you go to the readme file here, you'll see there's an image API, and then there's also color API here. So yeah, so up until now we've not really made any network requests, but you would be surprised at how easy they are to do. So anyway, so I'm just going to call this guy here. Where is it? Okay, so fill colors. I'm going to create a method called fill colors because that's the easiest thing to do. Okay, so that's generate board items, generate the image board, generate color board, and then I'm going to create a method here to fill colors. Okay, so function fill colors, and then we just get the items, the colors. Okay, so the first thing is just it's easy, just call fetch. I know it's amazing how easy that is. So this will give you the response is equal to that, and then I say res, basically say call this an async function and await for that. So console log the response here. Actually I can just say the images color codes. There is a bad name. Okay, let's just call this color nodes. Okay, and then we can just call these colors. Okay, so this will be like from the await res to JSON. Obviously you need to do some checks here and do like a try catch, make sure you're not getting a network error, and also even if you do, you need also to say if res.ok to make sure you're actually getting there's no error, and then do those checks. Now I have a good internet connection here, so I'm going to pretend that I don't have any errors. So yeah, colors, the colors here, and then with this we're going to just grab the colors. So we're just going to call fill colors here. Let's see. Fill colors, and then we'll pass in the color nodes, is equal to colors filter. See. Okay, so actually that's what we're going to do. So just going to return here. I don't really need to. So yeah, we can be clever here and do something. So we'll help ourselves here in this case, which is basically return if return index is equal to 0. Actually, you can do that because you need to group these guys, right? Yeah, I can really do that. I was trying to be too clever for my own good. Okay, so now we can do something else. So because this is not dynamic data and we're creating this ourselves, we can just do and we know that we just don't want to select the first and the last item, because the first is the black one and the last one is the text. So we can just do something like a simple filter to check the index. So return if index is not equal to 0, and index is not equal to colors dot length -1, and yeah, that should return us the correct ones. So yeah, and then we just fill these color nodes here. Sorry, color nodes. Yeah. Anyway, so now that we have that, we'll just paste the network request happen, and then we'll move on something else. Now that we've actually already created the two boards, you can delete this code here, or I'm just going to comment it in case you want to reference it later on. Yeah. So where is our network request? There it is. Let's create the mods, the mood boards, so we don't have any bugs. And there we go, the colors. So we just need to grab the colors from the colors items there, and we need to get the hex. It looks like the hexes don't have hash, so we just need to edit that a little bit. Yeah, so colors, I'll just grab from the response.json there, grab the colors, I think. Yeah, the colors. And then I can just say colors, let's use let instead. Colors is equal to okay, so basically little formatting there, and hopefully now we get the correct colors here. Let's try again. Do that, generate, and there they are. They are our colors. Yeah, so once we do that, we can we'll just need to do grab those colors and then apply them to those nodes. So something we can do to make sure this result is interesting, we'll just do like a quick Google search here for JavaScript randomize array. Or is it shuffle? I think it should be shuffle. There it is. That looks too complex. I think there should be like a one-liner, right? I'm so always looking for one-liners. Yeah, something like that. There it is. The use of this algorithm is not recommended because it's inefficient and strongly based say comments. Okay, here it is. Okay, yeah, I think this should be it. I don't know if it's accurate, but you know what? We're living dangerously, guys. Living dangerously. So yeah, so if you see here, we're starting with 649. I've introduced that shuffle method here. Okay, clear that out. We're starting something else. If we remove the shuffle, should go back to 649. Now it's now it's 4E. Go back to 649. Okay. If you return shuffle, we should not get 4E also. Again, we shouldn't get 649 or 4E. And you see now it's 447. So yeah, our shuffle array works. Moving on. So now we just need to do go through the colors. And just call the shuffle directly on that. You know, some people don't like that kind of thing. So colors is equal to shuffle colors. Okay, so now like I said, you just need to go through the color nodes, dot for each. Node, and do a simple looks like I clicked something. Oh, okay, sorry, I thought I stopped my recording here for a second. Anyway, so color nodes node dot fill is equal to new color. What is the word there? Mom's the word. Anyway, so node dot color, new color, and then you get the color from there. So basically colors index, and this should not be colors, should be color nodes. Color nodes dot for each node new color colors index. Yeah, we're still in the edit document thing, so it should work. Let's see, moment of truth. Generate network request. We have a bug. It looks that way. Let's drop in and try and catch here. Or is it try catch? Not try and catch. Try catch. Okay, so console log. The error here. Error. Okay, let's try again. There we go. It's not permitted to make changes in the background. Yeah, so I was trying to be too clever here. So yeah, apparently you just need to grab the edit document again. And you know what, I'm going to put this at the top there again. So I had a feeling that would be, but I was convinced myself that you're gonna be fine. Turns out I'm not. Yeah, so turns out anytime you need to make the changes, you need to call it document again. So node.fill. There it is. Yeah, and do that. selection, and yeah, and there. Clear that out. Try again. We still have an error. Plugins must be initiated from a supported UI event. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Okay, I know what to do. So what we're going to do is to make the network request first. So no worries. Yeah, we'll just make a network request first, fetch the colors, and then do the fill while we're adding the items. So I think that makes sense. So so this will just be a simple fetch colors. Yeah, at least I'm getting this error so that you guys don't need to go through them. There is a response to JSON, the shuffle, and then return these shuffled colors. And yeah, and just like that, do that thing. We'll do a sync here. Okay. Okay, so we get the colors from there, and we don't need to do this, we just need to use this check here. Okay, so colors, we get the colors from the fetch colors, and then inside here we can just grab the fill. Where's the fill? Here it is. Yeah, if it's not index 0, just get the colors at the index. Yeah, and then from there the text will override the color itself here. Okay, let's try that again. Fingers crossed. Plugin edits. What? Maybe this is a different error. Yeah, this is a different error. Okay, I think I know what happened. It should be new color. Okay, try again. Really? I think shuffle colors doesn't return color. Doesn't it? Yeah, I think it doesn't return the colors themselves. So just say colors is equal to shuffle colors and then return colors. One more time. Now I think we definitely need a try catch there. So good old friend try catch, where you at, dude? I think it happens from here going downwards. Expand that even further. plugin is not permitted to make changes. What? I thought we already in edit document. I thought we already in edit document. I was pretty sure, because now my worry is that by that we're going to have a problem with these colors. Anyway, my point is that I think they're going to get a problem saying you can't really series. So this is an edit document. Let's add an async function here. And then we'll pass the colors to these guys. Not that, but rather this. Fetch build items. Okay, again, let's try that again. That's the charm. Magic. So yeah, I think the problem was the async function should be the exact callback of the edit document. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Anyway, so yeah, if we try that again, it should give us different colors, and there they are. Yeah, so moving on. So the last thing in this tutorial here is to add the images. So basically the same concept. The only difference is that we actually need to download in the images, and I'm going to show you some code from Fancy Maps. If you don't know what Fancy Maps is, go through my old videos, and I talk about it a lot. Shameless plugs. It's still a very cool plugin, so I guess I'm allowed to shamelessly plug. Image. I don't think it's in here. I think it's in app. Maybe here. Yeah, we download the image and then we get the map URL, and then we here it is. So a new image fill. So yeah, we download the image, and then this returns us a temp file, and then we create a new image fill temp file. I don't want to go to try and remember all these things. Yeah, so let's do that. So those are the colors. I think we can do this now and do this for the images. Okay, so I already have this download image. I think I already imported it. No, it looks like I haven't. So let's get it from utils here. Download image. Do I need anything else? It doesn't look like I do. Probably just the image fill. And we get that from scene graph here. Don't need any of these guys. Yeah, so download image, there it is. And yeah, so the next thing is the image fill will be that new image fill from the temp file, and then we'll just pass these image fields to these guys here. So these images will be based on, I'm going to make another network request here to fetch images in a second. You know what, let's just find that code there. Fetch colors, where what? So for this I'm going to be using, again, the link is in the readme here, Pixabay. So Pixabay here, I can search for something. This query here is, I think I was searching for autumn in the other one. Okay, so there you go. Don't bother copying my color, might be a key from this because I'll be deleting it. Fetch images, key is equal to okay. So fetch images, where is autumn? Here it is. Okay, so fetch images, that should return us the res, and we can grab the hits. They're calling them hits here, and then from the hits you want to grab the preview URL. I think that is it. Yeah, I think it's the preview URL. Yeah, I think it's the web format. The large image is the largest, but you don't really want that. We want the web format URL. So grab the web format URL here. Return the web format URL without this nonsense. Okay, so this is hits. Okay, so shuffle array. So I'm just going to shuffle the images. Probably put the shuffle method out here. Probably best way to put in any details, but yeah. Okay, so we get the images there. We shuffle the images, and then we return the images. That shuffle method should really be returning those items. This should really be returning. So since it's not, let's just move on. So fetch images. Let's go look at fetch colors. Let's fetch images. Here they are. So let's first fetch images and make sure they are coming back before we do this downloading stuff here. Okay, so fetch images. Where are my images? call this image URLs. Okay, so try again. Moment of truth, clear out the errors. Type error cannot assignment for const variable. Where is my const variable? What const variable? 116. Okay, try again. Yeah, and there are our images. And so the last thing is just download each of those images. It's going to be tricky now, not each of those images, but rather we need to get these items here. How many items are there? You just need to get the number of items that are generated. So yeah. Yeah, you know, we can actually do this here. So const that is equal to promise.all and place the fetch images. The fetch colors. Then you can get here the images, colors. Let me make sure everything is working properly. These are image URLs. Okay, so image URLs and colors, they should all be working. They should all be working properly here. So let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's working fine. There's a cool palette. Yeah, so there we go. So the last thing is also want to make sure we download those images before I continue. Let me see. No, maybe not. Maybe don't need to do that first. We just create that moodboard, create the colors, and then wait for download. Yeah, so the images, I think this returns generate images board, returns me the nodes. At least it should. There we go. So generate image board. This will give me the images nodes. Okay, so wait promise.all. Then grab an array here, and then you need to bring that download image method. Yeah, so we just need to say the image URLs. Dot take I think it's nice. 0 to image node dot length, and then dot map download image. that should return us the image, images or image files. Let's see. So image array slice 0 to image nodes.length and then download the image, which will receive the photo URL there. And yeah, let's see. Image files. So this is something tricky. Let's just add the trackers here and console log. Downloaded image error. So yeah, let's see. Okay. Image files. Okay, let's try that. But I really want to keep this moodboard. It's very cool looking. Okay, try again. Okay, that was fast. Okay, should be awaiting, right? I think I'm probably not awaiting for that. I am. Or is this? Let's try again. It'll take a moment, I think. What just happened? Let's decomplained. We have an error. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, and here are image files. Okay, move on. I don't know what happened there. Probably something happened that I didn't know about. Anyway, I think it probably showed XD is working. That's actually why I put things in edit document here, so that if it takes too long, it shows that loader. Yeah. Anyway, so the next thing here is now to grab the files. So you can say here now the image nodes. For each image does that for each, and we can say here is a node and node.fill to new image fill, and image files at the index. Let's see. There they are. I don't know why this is filling everything in that same place. It's strange. Let's load let's log this image that is being shown here. Maybe it's sending the same image to all of these guys. Yeah, so even that is a little bit different. That is different. So it's sending different images. I'm not sure why we are getting the same here. Let's see. I think it's probably an await thing. Yeah, I think there should be like an await here, right? No, you don't really need to wait, looks like. Okay, let's try something else here. See. Let's see, what does this fast give us? I think the problem is probably around here. This probably returns the same file over and over and over. And maybe you need to tweak the logic here. Temp file, photo object. Yeah, I think that is what is happening. It overwrites the files. Okay, so let's try and maybe concatenate the photo URL here. Let's see if that changes things. Really? Okay, so maybe let's try something else. So plus index. Okay, so here's something neat we can do. So you can just grab a random string JavaScript. I'm really into onliners these days, especially for things that I don't. I'm trying to not understand what they do. Okay. Let's try again. Strange. Okay, it doesn't like B2A. And hopefully this is the last try that works. Yeah, even that doesn't work too. What? Okay, apparently the B2A was necessary there. Single liners, here they come. There they are. Nice. So we have a nice little mood board there. Generate again, another one. Generate again, another one. So yeah, right now this is all bringing images of spring. So then the last thing you need to do is just tie it to the input there. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Generating current mode, generating mood board, fetch images, fetching colors. Where we're fetching images, where are the images here? So you just need to get UI what is it called? It's called mood. UI.mood. And the last thing we need to do here is make sure. Sorry, this is 1 second. So log state.mood. Yeah, that one. So it's supposed to be taking the UI. So you just need to do a quick check here to make sure. You know what we could do? We could pre-fill the mode with something here. So let's say the mode by default is spring, and then when somebody changes, we can do a quick check here to make sure if there's no mode, it doesn't do anything. Okay, although those guys will actually still work because they are pre-filling something there, but we can grab a dialog here. You know, let's just ignore that. So yeah, I can just grab the UI state mode here. It's going to default to autumn there in both places if somebody doesn't feel anything, so let's just use that. Yeah, so you see it defaults to spring. If I generate here, should be getting spring stuff. There you go. Oh, those have some beautiful colors. And yeah, on that note, I'm going to bid you adieu. Let's try beach here before I bid you adieu. And yeah, there you go. So yeah, until next time, this has been fun. See you around.